and Iran Atishan. So I've been wanting to make this video for such a long time, since probably the last Dragon Age game came out, because I'm constantly thinking about Dragon Age 4 and what's going to happen, and it's on my mind like every single day. So I wanted to make this video, which is basically me just talking about what I'd like to see in Dragon Age 4, the next Dragon Age game, whatever it's going to be called. But I wrote down so many things, so I'm probably going to be rambling a lot, so I might have to split these videos up just because I have so many ideas and I wrote down just so much stuff, and that's what happens when I talk about Dragon Age. I just cannot stop talking. um, but yeah, I'm just going to be talking about what I'd like to see in the next game, and these are all just my personal thoughts. It's not what I demand to see, I guess. I'm looking forward to anything they'll do. So, yeah. So, I have like a list of things in front of me, and at the very top of my list, which says a lot of what I want to see in the next game, is Solavellan, and I'm very unashamed to say that that's what I want to see most in the next game, is Solus and Lavellan reunited, or it being mentioned, or it having some kind of a consequence on Solus, because their story is just so beautiful, and I just think it deserves to be mentioned, I guess. Like the way it ended, everything they've both been through, I think it would just be so beautiful to be somehow mentioned in the game. Maybe it could affect Solus with his plans. Maybe throughout the game you could see him maybe looking back or thinking back of Lavellan and just having these little moments of thinking about Lavellan. I don't know, or maybe they could actually be reunited in some way. Maybe there could be like a scene in the Fade, and how you saw like in Trespasser they had the end sliders, and you see like Solus watching Lavellan in her dreams. Like having a scene like that would be amazing. I know not everyone romance Solus, but I think that just their romance was so impactful, I guess, and kind of tied in with the storyline as to who he is, and as like the as Trespasser and his story kind of set up for him to be, I guess, maybe a main focus, or everyone's going to be focusing on him. It kind of makes sense for Solavellan to be involved or mentioned, or it have some kind of impact on him, I guess. I think a lot of fans want to see them reunited or mentioned, and it just means a lot to the fans, because I can say that Solavellan was a huge reason to why I fell in love with Dragon Age Inquisition so much. I loved all the other characters and the storyline, of course, but this couple just made me invested into the game. And I think their storyline's so heartbreaking and so sad, and they could go so many ways with heartbreak, I guess, which is probably what's going to happen. But I think either way, it could just end beautifully, I guess. And it's something that I really, really want to see, and I hope that it is mentioned, because it means a lot to me, and I'm sure a lot to other people. So we know at the end of Trespasser, Solus saying that he's going to bring down the veil, so hence he's going to destroy the world in some way, I guess. And I think it would be cool if he was romanced to have something in there for people who romanced him, I guess, to for more feels. That's all I'm saying. For more feels, for more heartbreak. That's what I want. But really, I want to see them be happy together, please. So that kind of sets up what I would like to talk about next, which is the protagonist of Dragon Age 4, a lot of people want to see a new protagonist, and a lot of people also want to see the Inquisitor return. For me, I would be fine with either because I can see it both ways. I would love the Inquisitor to return because just the way that Trespasser ended, I feel like they can expand so much on the Inquisitor storyline, especially with their connection to who Solus was. It just, there's so much emotion and built up relationship, I guess, with Solus, whether you hate him or love him. I think to have that, you playing as the Inquisitor, to have that past and that anger or whatever, it would just be cool to play as them again, I think. I think whether the Inquisitor disbanded or kept the Inquisition, it could still make sense. And even with them losing their arm, they can still fight. They can make options to have like a crossbow arm, or I've seen so many cool fan arts of like a lyrium arm or something to do with magic. Any of that would be awesome. I think that would be really cool if they brought the Inquisitor back like that. For me personally, I think the way Trespasser ended, it ended like it was a beginning to something bigger. Not so much the Inquisitor retiring, more that they're still going to be involved, because I guess they are involved so much with what Solus is going to do, and it would be cool even to like see them, I guess, as a cameo. And if it was, I would really hope that we could control them because I don't know, I just feel weird when your previous protagonist steps in and you have no control over them and you're like, who's that? But even like a dual protagonist, I don't know, but it would be, I think it'd be really, really cool to see the Inquisitor again and to see them still in a powerful position no matter what has happened in the past. They're still like fighting on. I would be equally excited to see us playing as a new protagonist because it's always fun to start with a new character, a new storyline, to start at the beginning of something small and I guess grow over time and build that connection to the character and things like that. That's always fun and something that I enjoy. At the end of Trespasser, when the Inquisitor stabs the map on Tevinter, they say that we find someone Solus doesn't know. So it would be cool if we could play as an agent of the Inquisitor. That would be really cool, and still be working for them and I guess doing jobs for them. What would be really cool also that I thought of is being in Fenrirel's organization, being an agent for him. That would be so awesome because I just want to see more of Solus and I want to see how he is, because we've only seen him kind of this secretive side, very quiet in Inquisition. So to see him more as like the dominant boss leader role, that would be really cool. Or even being like a spy in Fenrirel's organization, something like that. Either one, I would be really happy. I guess I just want to see more Solus. Another idea for the protagonist, it would be cool since we're supposedly going to Tevinter, would be to play as like a Tevinter slave, because we're there and you hear so much about them, and I guess playing as someone in such a vulnerable position, and yeah, it'd be cool to see them maybe get hired by the Inquisition or the Inquisitor, and I guess you see them as a slave, so they could go around and gather information. And I don't know, I just think it would be really cool to play as a slave in Tevinter, because you hear so much about them in Inquisition, and if you read all the codexes, you learn about their culture or whatever. And I think, I don't know, it would be awesome because you could essentially start from the bottom, I guess, as someone who isn't really seen, and then maybe you could grow and become, I don't know, a hero or not. When I talk about Dragon Age, I just blurt everything out without really thinking because I'm just so excited to be talking about Dragon Age. So hopefully, what I'm saying does make sense. So, next, I wanted to talk about companions, either potential companions or companions returning from previous games, which is essentially me just wanting to see my favorite characters again. But I think there's always something special and exciting and like seeing a loved family member again. I don't know. When you see companions returning from previous games, when you see them again, it's just a wonderful feeling. So, first on my list that I have to talk about because he is my favorite character, and I mean, he's already Taventa, so we better be seeing him, is Dorian. Um, he is he just means so much to me, and if you play Trespasser and you see what he's up to, and also in Inquisition, just like his growth and love for his homeland and his determination, I guess, to make things better. Like he wants to be the one to change things, and he's just really passionate about that. So it would be cool to see him in that position, and you kind of see him with Mayveris in Trespasser in the sliders and see what he's doing. So it would be so cool to see him again, I guess. And maybe he could advise you or help you, or I don't know, just to see him and May together, and especially seeing May because hell yes, I really, really want to see her in game. I would love for her to be a companion. That would be amazing. Please, please make that happen because I loved her in the comics. But yeah, just to see them in this powerful position and kind of making a change or wanting to make a change, that would be really cool. So next I have written down more elves. It is what it is. More hot elves in Dragon Age games, please, and thank you. It would be really cool to see one of the elven pantheon to be a companion. I don't know how, but just say if Solus brought down the veil, or somehow we unlocked one of the elven gods or something like that. I don't know, just to see, to have a companion with a lot more information on Solus and the past would be really cool. Also, for a companion in the next game, and I really hope that they do this, is a dwarf companion who is romanceable. Please, BioWare, make this happen. We have been waiting. I think it could be cool to maybe have a variety of companions who maybe have knowledge on how to stop Solus or are helping you in some way to stop Solus. That would be really cool. I'd also love to have a female Canary as a companion. I guess just what we haven't seen before would be cool, because it's always cool to see new faces, I guess, and new personalities. That's something I'm really excited to see. Always is meeting their companions and just learning more about them and their backstories and who they are and talking to them. It's something I'm really looking forward to, but just seeing like a variety of characters. So for characters returning from previous games, it's hard to say because it depends whether they fit, I guess, in the storyline. I think everyone wants to see their favorite character come back, whether it's from Origins or Dragon Age 2, but what really matters is that they fit in the game, in the quests, and I personally, I would love to see Fenris return. Um, but that's basically because I just love Fenris and I want to see him again. Um, it would be really cool to see characters from Origins return because I miss them and I love them. But again, it depends if they fit in a quest. Maybe like they could help them. I don't know. It depends if this character would be into Vinter or this or wherever we go. I guess if we could go to like Ravine or Antiva and maybe we could see Isabella, that would be awesome. Characters, I guess, that could make sense to be in the game, whether it's just a cameo or even to be a companion, would be characters from the comics like Knight Errant and Mage Killer. These characters are new and have helped, I guess, and it would be cool to see them in the game. Characters from the DLC like Volta from the Descent DLC, because what happens in the end is kind of like a huge thing and we kind of don't really know where she went off to. She just disappeared and it would be really cool to see her come back again, I guess, with all this knowledge, because we didn't really get any answers after the big reveal, and it would be really cool to actually see her as a companion because she is cute and I liked her, so it'd be cool to see her back. I'm most I'm mostly thinking about companions from Inquisition because the way Trespasser ended, it just seemed like their work isn't done and they're also involved in this, and what has happened because Solus is so involved. So I'd really love to see Cole again. I don't know, I love Cole so much, and because of his relationship with Solus, I guess, and the way his slider ended in Trespasser, if you made him a spirit, it was so sad, and it said like he's going back to the Fade because he knows more hurt is going to happen. And yeah, I just thought that was really sad, but I really want to see him again. It could also make sense if they um, continued, I guess, or mentioned the Inquisitor and their storyline because of how Trespasser ended again. So it'd be cool to see the advisors, Josephine and Liliana and Cullen and Cassandra and Scout Harding, like they were kind of at the end of the game. So it would be kind of make sense to see them again and having a part of the storyline because they seemed like they wanted to help and they were determined to stop this. I think it'd also be cool to see Stan from Origins to return since he is now the Arashok, I believe. So with the whole Canary against Tevinter war that's been going on and supposedly getting worse, or they may be going to war in Dragon Age 4, I don't know, but it'd be cool to see him come back as like the leader and to see him again. So I think I'm going to end it here because I have rambled on long enough. But this is just the first half of what I want to see in Dragon Age 4. There's a lot more I have to talk about. But thank you so much for listening. And again, these are just my personal thoughts. I don't need to see any of this. I just like talking about it. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it and I hope you have a good day.